In this tutorial in Cyberlink PowerDirector, I'd like to show you a title technique where you can take letters that appear hollow and then fill them in for emphasis. I saw this on a commercial recently and I thought, let's see how we can do that in PowerDirector. So please look at the following short example and then we'll show you a bit about constructing something like this yourself. What we have in our material that we put on the timelines is we have this clip on track number 1. That's basically the vehicle coming toward us. And then we have the first line of a title, $3,900 cash back. It's white, and that's all there is to it right now. What we're going to do is we're going to split it. So if I come to the place where I want it to be filled in, I'm going to highlight that track, do Control T to split it. And I want the second half to be just like it is. The first half, we're going to edit. So I click on the Edit button above the timeline. And on the first part, we're not going to have a font face. We'll turn that off. It seems to disappear, but it's still there. I'm going to turn a border on. And when I click on the border, but I'm going to change the color to match the letters. So the letters are white. Let's make the border white and click on OK. But there's one problem. I don't even see the border. The problem is I need a size value for the border. Let's try something like 3.5 or 4. I'll go 3.5, press enter, and there is my title. Only the border. Play the segment where we have the transition between the one and the other. And you're going to see the text will fill in with white. Now if you want a little extra bump to it, what you can do is go to the transitions room. In my favorites, I'm going to take the simple fade. I have mine set to 1 second, and I'll drag a fade down. We'll back it up a bit, and we'll play it. And here it fills in. Pretty nice there. Now let's see, I want to do a second text. So I'm going to copy the first one. I'm going to go down a track, to track number 4. And I'll paste it in. We want it the same duration. We're going to change two things about it. First of all, we're going to change the content of it, the text of it. With it highlighted, I can click up here. And I can say this will be or 2.9% APR. And I'll drag it down. Now I have my second text. You notice again I have the same problem I had before. All I have is the one kind. Now I don't want it to transition in the same place, so I'm going to move over a little bit farther. Here's where I will split this with Control T. And I'll take the first part and we'll go into our edit mode. I'll turn the font face off, turn the border on, change the color to white like we did before. And then we'll give it the same size of border, 3.5. Press enter, and there we have the difference. Go back to my transition room. And we'll take our fade transition and drag it down here as well. So now we're going to have both of these elements come in on the screen. And the first one fills in with a narrator, and the second one fills in with a narrator. So that's a way to use that. Now, I've noticed here when I look at this, especially with all this light that we have coming through, that it's a little bit hard to read these. So that's why I put them on track numbers 3 and 4, not 2 and 3. So what we're going to do is one more trick. We're going to go to the media room, go to our color boards, take a gray one, put it on track 2 behind our text, and then we'll change the duration to match everything else. And now we're going to change a little bit about the color board. I double click on it. We're going to turn off maintain aspect ratio in object settings. And we're going to change the opacity down. Maybe something like 40-some%. And we'll raise this down here. Change this here. Get it spaced just about where we want. Click on OK. And now we have a bar across that gives us a little more highlight for our particular text that we have. When we play it, we're going to have it flash in, and it'll flash in again on the second line. And so that's a way you can use a few tricks to augment some titles in CyberLink PowerDirector.